Good evening, team. Welcome back to FPL Double Pivot. We're just going to get straight into it tonight. What we're covering is matchups for game week 13. However, there is a reason that EZE's on the thumbnail. Myself and sitting across from me is Kieran, FPL Discomfort, who is an Arsenal fan. And yeah, to keep viewers hooked, Kieran, we both sold EZE. But before we get into that, how's your week been, mate? How are you doing?
Hey, that was painful. It's hard to not get into it when you mention it straight away.
We're gonna have to
How's
get
my
into
week
it.
been? Week's been busy. Work's picked up. Things are going well. So feeling energized but exhausted because of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see how that goes on. Do you know what? It's another week. I find these kind of weeks particularly hard because I know we're on here to chat about FPL for what we're thinking moving ahead, but European midweek all the time. It's hard, right? Because you're going, well,
Yeah.
maybe this, but in some ways you're hoping for something to happen that can push you in a certain direction. At the same time, knowing these European games aren't great. So
Mm.
yeah, no, it's been a good week, mate. How about yourself? You're obviously still in well, somewhere colder than England. So congratulations on
Very
that.
cold. Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. So we're basically teaching people to ski. It's good. It was minus 19 today, so it was a little bit chilly. A little bit chilly. No, it was good. It was good. But yeah, like you said,
Minus
we,
19,
we've
is
got F.
that around the same as Scotland? Warmer, colder?
Probably warmer. It's probably warmer to be fair. Yeah, so teach people during the day. Don't have too much time at night, but yeah, with the FBL, then the Europe at midweek, and then FBL again. It's a tight schedule now in December. And watching the games, I try and watch as many games and then extended highlights as I can. It all combines a bit, mate. But it was good. We had a good game week. And listen, we're just jumping straight into it because we'll keep it to about an hour today. We've promised the viewers we keep it to an hour today. We'll go past that. We'll get that at the end. So, listen, we'll go straight into points. 52 points for me. All right. Still a green arrow, which is good. I pretty much halved my rank, which is good, Kieran. However, it could have been better. You see one omission from there. Izzy was in there for about 8 game weeks, and I put in the fraud called SAR. And just to take you through my psyche, I think I said on the pod earlier, the video earlier, we had like one small discussion because you were busy, I was busy, and he hadn't returned much in the last 4 game weeks. And I wanted a piece of that Palace attack for the Wolves. Do you know what I mean? But then again, I thought, do you know what? Palace don't score much, but I was a bit worried. I was a bit worried by the match, so I was like, I need a bit of Palace attack. Wolves are very, very bad, and it didn't really end up well. But what I will say, Kieran, is we got punished to the max, didn't we? I mean, I thought maybe Ezzy could get a goal, maybe a goal and assist, maybe two max, but three we got punished to the very, very max, didn't we? And no one's seen a hat trick coming, did they? No one's seen a hat coming.
No, his first, I think was that his first career hat trick or like club career
I,
hat trick. Give
I
me
can't
1 second.
remember
I'm
his
just
one with
tweeting with live,
Palace.
so that's why I'm leaning this way. I'm just tweeting that we're live right now.
Yeah, I can't remember him scoring. He scored a lot of braces for Palace. I can't remember scoring a hat trick, but I mean, obviously, on one side, you were very, very happy because Arsenal showed their class and absolutely smashed it. But on the other, what could have been? I mean, that's just my rank. We'll come on to your rank in a minute. But yeah, the rest of the team was good. There is another glaring addition in there. Big Rogers. I've been bigging him up for a few game weeks now. The eye test he's been passing. We forgot about his swagger last year, and it's back. It's back. What I will say is, I was a little bit fortunate. Hey, the points still come, but yeah, he didn't really do much until that first goal. But after that, started walking around and swagger, mate, which is good. The Palace backline, mate. I mean, what can we say, mate? They've been a revelation, and I got Lacroix in because of you at the start. So I'll give you some credit for that, Kieran. I'll give you some for the fizzy water, mate. I'll give you credit for that. Elsewhere, Bournemouth, yeah, I was kind of right. Yeah, I did feel like they're going to concede. I mean, I didn't think it'd be 2-0 down inside 25 minutes. But yeah, I wasn't really going to play anybody else. Chalobah done well with 6 points, another clean sheet, but he's got Arsenal next week, so I think he might have to move on. Gakpo, we'll come on to the Liverpool game. Pedro and Haaland. So all in all, it wasn't a bad game, mate. Talk to me about my team. What do you think?
Yeah, let me just full screen you. Yeah, look, we were both saying it. Tottenham just scored again. Wow.
Oh
We
my
were
god! Wow.
we, we were both saying it that like You moved Semenyo out for Rogers, right? A while ago,
Yeah,
and
probably about 4 game weeks ago now. Yeah,
it was interesting because like yeah, we felt that they could do something. It was Buendia who took the spotlight to start with, but again, Rogers was interesting to kind of consider throughout. I liked
agreed.
him this week because in the one and done, he was my selection, and he was the top scoring player out of everyone's selection this week. I think look,
I
the
did
Palace
see that.
boys, Palace boys, like we said, they're just Lacroix finally got an attack and return. He finally got
He
one.
did.
So really happy with that from him. Munoz is you need to own Munoz, right?
Yes,
There's
correct.
people free hitting this week, and I'm seeing lots of free hit drafts without Munoz, and I agree with it in terms of on paper against Man United when you've got like options of having Burnley players, etc. But at the same time,
Mm,
I'm seeing free hit drafts, Shane,
yeah.
and we've deviated from your team here, but I'm seeing free hit drafts with three strikers. Like,
Ooh, I know how you feel about the three striker combo, mate.
why would you do it in a free hit, right? Like, it's even more of a case right now where you're going just like, would you like Munoz or a third striker? Like, it's Munoz every single time,
Yeah.
no matter who the opposition is. So yeah, again, I like your team. João Pedro, he was dreadful, wasn't he? He was so deep. He was so deep.
Oh, mate,
He
I
was
was lucky the
behind
other
Enzo.
week.
Enzo's looking like a great option now, to be
He
honest.
is. Yeah, I'm jealous people have got Enzo. Yeah, Pedro. Listen, do you know what it is? I'll leave it for the games. I'll leave it for the games that we come on to. But yeah, I've got a bit of a rant coming in. But yeah, you're right in the Munoz. The three striker thing for me doesn't work. Just thinking now, for me, I want a strong five. I want a strong five that I can't drop in midfield. Do you know what I mean? And then I have to decide between the strikers and the defenders. Either a 5-4-1 or a 3-5-2. I'm not going three strikers, like you say. They're not paying off. They're not paying off just now.
No.
But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, mate. What I will say is, I forgot to say hi to everyone that came in. So George is in, Eddie's in, Colm's in, Paul's in, Podcast, Gary, how you doing? Jackie's in, everyone's in, all the legends. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And why you're here and what you're here for is Kieran, the best content creator. And here you go. I'll give the audience what they want, Kieran. And here we go. Up to 26K, mate. Talk us through your team.
Mate, it was even more painful for me, right? Because
Oh, I
picture the
know.
scene. I go to my local pub. It's crowded. It was great to see. It's packed.
I bet.
I overhear people at the bar, and you're queuing to order your drink. It's like that. Like I walk through the front door. Normally at this pub, it's in Folkestone, right? Normally at this one, I walk in, I go to the bar, I get my drink, and I go, which of the 12 free tables do I want to sit at?
Yeah.
And this time I go in, and the queue to the bar is to the door. Like this is something. So
There
it's
you go.
great. And as I'm standing in the queue, I hear people saying how it used to be a Liverpool pub. Like, oh dear. Like, but now it's an Arsenal pub. I'm
Ooh.
like, good, good. And I see like a young group of people, like I say young group of people, they're probably like 21 to 28, to be honest. We're
Young
that
to
old
us.
now
Yeah,
that
young to us.
they're young somewhere in that 20s. Um, and they were looking over at this table in the corner where there was someone sitting near it and taking one of the seats. Go, shall we sit over there? Shall we not sit over there? And they got their drinks, and I was just watching them, and they just went over and they asked for one chair to just go and sit. One girl just sit by herself with everyone else standing around to somewhere else. So I walked over and I sat down there, and I had a jumper on. Like, can I sit here? Yeah, cool. And Arsenal scored, and I realised I'd sat in that Tottenham section, Shane.
Oh, no way. Did you?
Well, not a
Oh,
section necessarily, but I was at. This is me behind me, Tottenham fan. Table there,
oh.
Tottenham fans, and the Liverpool fan. I'm going cool. I hadn't taken the jumper off yet because I'd barely got to the seat by the time I'd been served at the bar. EZE
Oh.
scores. I messaged you about it. We're like, oh no.
Mm.
Um, and then he scores again. And look, I was delighted and I loved the win. And that was the most important thing for me. But I couldn't
Yeah, of course.
help think about how I would have felt if I'd owned him still. And the thing
Yeah.
is, my biggest frustration for my team was I moved him out for Soboslai, right? who I still, again, on the long-term basis, I really like him as an option because him playing as a right back's not working. And with Curtis Jones now, today Curtis Jones playing as a right back, I believe, and Szoboszlai
He is, yeah.
has been like heavily involved from what I've heard from people to start the game. I'm not watching that one because I've got the Arsenal one in the background. So
Yeah.
again, I like him. If he's playing in the 10, I like him with this run of fixtures. But the weird thing is, after like they lost to Forest, do you know what my first reaction was?
Go on.
My first reaction was, why did I go Szoboszlai? I wish I had a Man United player. Man United was
What?
so clear. I should have got Cunha and Mbumo. I'm an idiot for not getting a Man United player. So on Monday, I was going like, oh shit, now I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
this and just like,
Yeah, I bet you are.
because by that point now, I hadn't even considered I wish I kept EZE. That's the truth. After Szoboszlai blank, I hadn't even considered I wish I kept EZE. When EZE then hauled, I wish I kept him, but I was still thinking, well, I wish I still had a United player. That United game, I was so happy. I was watching that with so much Schadenfreude of going, do nothing, United players, do nothing.
Stop it.
I was ecstatic about that. And not just that, I'm in a season-long game where you've got to predict a team to win, lose, or draw each week, and you can't reuse the same team. It's not a knockout, it's a point-scoring system. And if you pick the underdog, then you get a boost on it. I forgot about that all weekend, Shane. Guess when I remembered it?
Monday.
Yep. And there was only one option, right? I had to go Everton because I'd already used Man U.
Oh.
So it worked out in so much favour. I was a massive Everton fan that day. So credit to them. The other things about my team, Thiago missed penalties, so that feels like missed points there as well.
Yeah.
I'd started Mukiele over Gakpo. Now he obviously got auto subbed on, so that's but I just like that thing that my thinking is right at the moment, right? That I adopted for Mukiele over Gakpo. He did outscore him. Still got Gakpo's points, but cool, I'm getting those decisions right, which is important in this run because my bench is okay right now. Apart from Dubravka, right? He's someone who he's just there because he's a cheap option. I was looking back at when he's got points, and he's got points against promoted teams. That's it. He's also got 4 points against Forest when Forest were bad. So, he's not that key that you rotate in. So probably not the one I want on the bench boost necessarily. Well, definitely not when that comes up. And then look, same as you, Lacroix Munoz had them since game week 1. I'd like to state. So since the start of the season, Lacroix and Munoz have been in my team. Just happy with that. So's Saka, so's Haaland. So look, I've had a lot. So's Gui actually, and so's Semenyo, and so's Gabriel.
I'm talking.
And so, in fact, looking at this, Shane, just quickly, my game week 1 team had Petrovic, Dubravka, Lacroix, Munoz, Saka, Haaland, Semenyo, Gabriel, Gui. So the only players to have left my team have been, or joined my team, have been Thiago, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Sarr, Mukiele, Senesi. Why do I not have more transfers still in hand? What's happened to my transfers? Mbappe scored a fourth.
Taken away, mate. Like you were saying though, with I echo what you're saying there. Of this season, you a little bit more than me because obviously a little bit higher up. But the decisions we've made, obviously not theirs at this weekend, is a little bit unlucky. The decision I feel like we're moving to players. We've been on players, and then we're maybe looking at moving off players when people are coming on. For me, this weekend's Rodgers. And we're just getting those decisions right, which is a good feeling. Do you know what I mean? We feel like we're on top of the wave.
Just Ed has undone all of it, right? We both lost 18 points by bringing. No, you lost 17. I lost 18 from EZE. Only other thing I'll point out here, Shane, and look, I really appreciate you doing all these slides for us. I got 54 points, not 47 points. So just for everyone who might be glancing at the screen. So yeah, but look,
yeah, don't downrate him. The rank's right at least. Just get the rank right. That'll be right. Yeah. Both good teams, mate. Although I will say, I looked at your team at the weekend, which normally don't.
People should not be watching us, by the way. Anyone who's watching us, I hope we're in the background because I keep getting score updates for this Champions League right now. It's PSG 3, Spurs 2. It's PSV 2, Liverpool 1. Arsenal and Bayern Munich are creating chances left, right, and centre. Kylian Mbappe scored 4 goals and it's 4-2 in their game against Olympiacos. But this is not the time to be watching us right now. People hopefully have the
It's
goal
kicking
show
off.
on from
Although if you
all of that.
if you are, thanks very much.
And that's why I keep getting distracted and glancing here. So I do apologise.
Yeah,
I'm
obviously it's
listening.
Arsenal team.
I'm here with you all, but it is Arsenal Bayern Munich.
Well, let's discuss the games. So there was quite a lot of games. Do you know what? I was looking through and I was like, those three core games that we go to, I couldn't really decide, mate, because there was loads. But we obviously have to start with the Arsenal game, mate. I think watching it, just the quality of Arsenal just oozed through, didn't it? It was a step up. Spurs had the best away record. I mean, listen, okay, they played slightly lesser opposition in the build up to this, but Arsenal just showed the class, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely smashed it. And it took a wonder goal, by the way, for Richarlison to register a goal. But apart from that, Arsenal looked good, mate, didn't they? They looked very good.
He did. Just one quick thing I just want to share. Colm also had Alpane because he took Eze and Grealish out from Boomer and Buendia. So yeah,
the tripod.
just so he's here to share the pain with us. So we'll give him the I don't know, screen time, whatever. Love, that's it. Let's do that instead. Screen time. We'll give you the screen time, Colm, because you're a Fulham fan as well, who got a win, right?
Yeah,
both of us thought that was a comfortable Sunderland win. And look, I looked back at it and we overlooked it, right? Fulham are exceptional at home. If you look back at it, the only times I think the only game you've lost, Colm, was against us, right? I think you've drawn games. I think maybe you lost to Liverpool. I'm not sure. But if you did, I think it was by a goal. If that, I think it was a draw though. So yeah, they've been decent. About our game, it's crazy because I posted it on our Twitter channel. But when I was going back, when you asked me to check the score so we could see how we did this week, what I do is I read the transcript so I can quickly look through because we do a lot of talking during it before we get to our score.
We do, mate.
And then I'll get to the score, and then just to check that I've heard it correctly, I'll then press play and actually listen to it as well. Because sometimes sometimes it misunderstands one of us, Shane. Sometimes the transcript doesn't quite add up with what's been said. No.
Wow. Oh my God.
Might struggle with certain dialects or accents.
I love that.
So important for me to listen because I don't think you predicted 14 all in a game ever. But it's claimed those kind of things. I've gone, right, let me listen to that one because I'm sure.
Double check.
I'm sure here my reaction wouldn't have been, yeah, I can see similar. but yeah, look, we both thought that one on this one. But the point I'm getting to is I said, you went, it's come to this, Arsenal v Spurs. What do you think, Kieran? And I went on this rant about a second-rate team with a second-rate European trophy coming, and they'll get a second-rate result, but they'll get a goal. They'll get a goal, and it will be someone who doesn't score goals hitting the ball from 30 yards or something in a hit and hope moment, and they'll go crazy about it. Now, I predicted it would be like a Bergvall or someone like that, but it was Richarlison. So, yeah, predicted that would happen. It was frustrating to see Arsenal concede the clean sheet. Something I was happy with. And look, it's not happening today. And again, there's various reasons why it's not happening today that I'm not really going to waste too much time on. But I was really confident that would be Hincapié that would be starting instead of Mosquera.
Yeah,
he did. And he did a great job.
Yeah.
Today it is Mosquera, just for reference. I guess the quick high-level thing I'll say is it's because it's alongside Miles Lewis-Skelly. So there's, again, variations that come into play as to when it would be. If it's Calafiori, different story. Because if you watch that game, Shane, did you watch the Arsenal Spurs game?
Yeah, I watched it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. What position did Calafiori play? What position was he playing?
Well, I thought he was going to play left back.
But what position did you see him on the pitch?
I don't know. He was everywhere, mate. It was a bit like a blur. I was like, I kind of want him. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I was
thinking,
the best way I could describe him was he was playing a Bruno Fernandes position combined with he was playing Bruno Fernandes in a 10, basically. So quite often Declan Rice would be deep to pick the ball up, and ahead of him would be Calafiori. And sometimes Calafiori would be on the right-hand side because EZE had cut over to the left slightly. You're like, hang on, did you just pass the ball to Saka? Why have you done a 5-yard pass to Saka? Like this shouldn't be happening. But again, he's an exciting option. Again, I think he'll play most Premier League games, particularly if we are going to be doing Hincapié. Other
Yeah.
games that I thought were interesting, we both had a disagreement on one game. Do you reckon there's any game here where we went with opposite results? Because there's some games where one of us went with a draw, one of us went with a win. Don't mean any of those. I mean, do you think there's any where we went complete opposite? Because from what I can
I'm
see
sure we
here,
had
there was only one.
United Everton, no?
No, United, Everton, we both said United win. You said 2-1, I said 4-2.
Palace. Probably Palace. Must have been Palace.
We
Right?
both said 3-1 on the Palace game.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know.
What one here do you think you definitely got the result wrong on?
Well, it's quite a few. Fulham Sunderland, we definitely got that wrong.
We both got that wrong. But what one did you get wrong and I get right?
Oh, Brighton.
Yeah. Mate, Brighton at home, fans behind them, Brentford away are awful, but Brentford at home are good. And Brentford do have a good run coming up. That if you look at it,
Yeah.
and this is another thing, and why I'm looking at these fixtures is because let's look at these fixtures and let's talk about the free hit teams that most people are going. Like, do you still have a free hit, Shane?
No, I don't have free. Just bench boost left.
Cool, perfect.
But I've seen them.
So neither of us are doing it. Yeah, and that's it. And look, here's what I think about it. Like, the teams and the fixtures make a lot of sense. If we look at it, we're saying Brentford players.
Yeah.
They did just lose, but I agree with it. They are good. We're saying Man City players. They just lost, but again they're good.
Twice in Europe as well, got smacked up.
We're saying Liverpool players. Yeah, they're good. Okay. And we're taking out our Palace players.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we're taking out our Arsenal players. Okay. So the two teams that won, we're taking out the players of that game, and we're also taking out our Chelsea players. Chelsea game's not on here for some reason, right? I can't see it.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I might cut it off.
Cropped off. But yeah, and we're taking out Chelsea. So the three teams that have won, people on the free hit are taking out teams that just won for teams that have all lost because of fixtures. Now, again, the fixtures make sense, but when I'm looking at it, for the free hit to fail, because people own Palace players, right? People own Arsenal players. People own Chelsea players.
Yeah.
And people own at least one Liverpool player anyway.
Yeah.
And people own Haaland.
Everybody owns that. Yeah.
So for the free hit to fail, differentials like Doku, Gavardio, O'Reilly,
Rogers, maybe.
Ekitike, Rogers.
Are you watching the Arsenal game?
I might be delayed. Because I paused it when I was tweeting out live. So yeah, bear with me, and I'm not looking at our chat either. And yeah, and we're bringing in like a couple of Brentford players. People own Thiago, right? Some people own Thiago right now. But those players all have to do well, whilst Noni.
Just so you know,
Noni.
Arsenal gone 2-1 up. And by the way, this is a bit off topic. I put a bet on the other day. Arsenal will do the double. Champions League and Prem. Just throwing it out there. There, I've said it.
What were your odds? I'm going to write down what I think they should be at this stage of the season for me to consider it. Okay, what were your odds?
What do you think?
What were your odds? For me to bet on it. Okay, I'll write down for me to bet on it, and I'll write down what I think the bookies are offering on it. Okay.
You're pretty good at it normally.
Okay, go for it. What are the odds?
45.
45 to 1. Message me where you got that, mate. I need to have a look at it.
And by the way, talking about form over fixtures, Liverpool have just conceded a third against PSV. They're in a little bit of drama in the Dutch league. So yeah. While we're chatting here, Paul's away.
These are the points.
Good night. Speak to you tomorrow, mate. Go on.
Night, Paul. Cheers for joining. Yeah, this is the point I'm making, right? You need these differential players to do well, and the players that
Yeah.
have been doing well, like Arsenal defence, Palace defence, to not do well because of the fixtures. And I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm saying when I used my free hit was a failure. Mine failed. I did mine in game week 3,
Yeah, I
and it
think
was
mine
for
did as
fixture
well.
purposes. And again, as a
Yeah.
reminder, I had Laquara Munoz since game week 1, right? For fixture purposes, Palace had a difficult fixture on paper, and we still didn't
Mhm.
know how bad Forest were, so I took out 2 Palace players for 2 Forest players. And the Palace players combined for 25 points, and the Forest players combined for 4 points. So mine failed. And it failed because we didn't know much about form at that point, and it made sense on paper based on fixtures. My argument right now is that we know about form, and we know some teams it doesn't matter about fixtures.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm looking at it myself, and we'll come on to our teams later. But I'm looking at it myself, and the players that I do like or that are good for this free hit team are ones that you'd want beyond this free hit team. If we're talking about getting 2 Brentford players on,
Yep.
then fine, you don't want them for Arsenal, so you bench them for Arsenal, but then you want them for game week 14, 15, 16 when they've got a great run of fixtures. It's the same with Liverpool players, right? If you want that extra Liverpool player, if you want that extra City player right now, then you're probably thinking Nico O'Reilly. Well, you want Nico O'Reilly for the next 4 fixtures. You don't want him on a free hit and then going, oh, right, do I now use a transfer on?
Yeah. And again, listen, a lot of people watch content creators. Hopefully, people watching us, and I know people kind of get pigeonholed a little bit into the right time to use the chip. I don't think with the games in your, I don't think it's a good time to use the chip, mate. I really don't. You've still got loads of game weeks. Again,
Do you
it's
know
team
when I think the
dependent,
best
but
week is?
I just don't get it. What's 16?
Yeah, I think, well, no, for me personally, yeah, 16, again, not necessarily because fixtures aren't that great. Like, I think something like 17 or 19, like, as late as possible when you've used up your, like, if you use it after you've got your AFCON transfers, then
Yeah,
you're able to use your AFCON transfers to plan around a game week, right? To avoid a certain game week. So, like, how good does my team
yeah,
look from game week 16 to game week 20? Okay, now
yeah,
what could I do if I brought in better players right now? So, if I started using my 5 transfers to completely change my team, what game week would I then not have players? Oh, right, it's like if I remove a game week, what does my best team look like? All right,
yeah.
it looks like this. Awesome. Okay, so then to get over that, I'll then use my free hit in that game week. Like
Exactly. Don't,
it's
don't
kind
yeah.
of
Don't
doing it
just
that way.
fall
And for
into
some
the
people, it will be this week. I will point out for some people, I've seen their bus teams and they are dreadful and they need a free hit. Right, absolutely fine. But I think if you're on a double Palace, double Bournemouth defense template, which you and I are on,
yeah.
I know that O'Reilly will outscore them, but I can't tell you where the other 4 rank amongst each other.
Yeah,
So
kind of
yeah,
taking
it's
out
interesting.
like for like. Yeah, it's a little bit like for like, isn't it? And yeah, I would say people just weigh up. Obviously, listen to content creators, and because they're well fixated on it, but don't feel like you're really pigeonholed. You have to go with game week 13. I think the big thing there as well, Kieran, and as I kind of just slide through a few of these fixtures, we kind of have to back to what we know, right? And the first thing we're going to go to is Van Dijk, and I was pretty high on Forest last week. I mean, listen, nobody thought they'd win 3-0 at Anfield because that is insane. I went for a 2-2. I still thought they would concede, and they did. And we've got data now. We're going into game week 13. We need to start using the data, the eye test, because over this 13 game weeks, there's trends that we can see emerging. And one of them is Liverpool cannot stop conceding goals. They're losing 3-1 tonight at home. They're at home again, aren't they? Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure they are at home, aren't they? Or am I going mad?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I'll
they're at
let you
home.
check.
And they're losing again 3-1 in the Champions League, right? For the Van Dijk transfer,
Oh,
again, I think people did get carried away. And we'll get carried away to a certain extent, don't we? But if they scored one goal, Forest, that's your points gone. He doesn't get any attacking return. So I never, ever, ever got it. I didn't get it. I think some people just went along. I know they probably, that's what
I'll chime in here
it's
on
one
that
game
because
week. It's one game week.
that's
I
it.
get it.
I
I get it.
agree and disagree, right? Like, again, on paper, if people are looking at the stats across 13 game weeks, which a lot of models will have, right? That's what a lot of the models will be showing. And
Yeah.
regardless of anything, regardless of whether or not you use models, I personally think it's useful to know what they think alongside what you think and not follow either of them, but kind of use that combination, right? Of
What you mean the
exactly to
data?
your
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
Shane.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every part of eye test, if we think about it, which is interesting, I see myself more as a tactical person, right? And that's what underpins it. To analyze things tactically, you're looking at elements of of
Of.
Gabby.
What's happened, Kieran? Tell the chat. What's happened?
Arsenal played a ball forward to Gabby Martinelli, who's just come on, who ran from his own half and received the ball just over the defender's head. Neuer came storming out of his goal. Gabby flicked it past
Shock.
him, ran, and then smashed it. Well, not smashed it, calmly rolled it into the back of the net. So
And can I
3-1
just
Arsenal
say,
right now.
do you
Which
know what?
we
I feel
Arsenal
like getting?
started a strong team here today, which part of me didn't want them to do. But what I
Saka's
will
come off
say,
though.
this is
Saka's
the
come off.
first time this season. Honestly, this is the first time this season that a team has played football against Arsenal, where a team has attacked Arsenal. Bayern Munich have had like 70% possession of the ball. They haven't been sitting deep and having like 9 players behind and doing all kinds of stupid things, where Arsenal have been solely relying on like we can't get any shots in, play the ball around, etc. They're now playing a team that are attacking them and arguably the best attack in Europe, and they're beating them. And another
Do you know
point
what I
about
feel
Arsenal
like?
that I will mention
Go on.
quickly. Well, I've said about Arsenal. I've given the answer away, Shane.
What's the answer? Arsenal.
Which team scored the most open play goals in
Oh,
November?
I've seen this. I've already seen it. Yeah. Arsenal. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that floating around today already. And do you know what's funny? I said what? 2 or 3 game weeks ago. They're the only team in Premier League we're talking playing like champions. People are like, it's not done yet. Set will catch them
There's
up.
one more.
Okay,
There
yes.
is one more team. One more team is playing like champions right now, and they're going
Like
so under the radar.
champions.
They're going so
Like
under the radar.
champions.
Yep,
Really?
so under the
Well, it's not
radar.
City because City got
No.
slapped up. It's not Villa.
They're going so under the radar. You crop them out, Shane.
Oh, but Chelsea. They are dangerous.
Chelsea have
Too
lost
young.
one of their last 11 games. No, agreed. They're too like in theory they are,
Yeah.
but there's a world where at home Chelsea beat Arsenal, and they're then 3 points off of Arsenal. That's not far. Like, and that's what I mean. Chelsea aren't doing. Chelsea were poor against Burnley. They were poor,
Yeah, they were bad. Pedro
but
was shocking.
they got the job done, and that's what Arsenal were doing at the start of the season when teams were criticising Arsenal and saying they're reliant on set pieces. They weren't playing that great, but they were getting the job done.
Exactly.
And to me,
Exactly.
that's playing like champions. To your point, that's playing like champions. You don't have to be glamorous. And playing like champions is there's arguments as to Chelsea having a better chance than Arsenal in terms of if we talk about mentality and attention. Chelsea won't get media attention. The view that people will be given about Chelsea is how young and impressive this squad is, how exciting and young and fantastic they are.
Yep.
Arsenal aren't exactly old, are they? Like, who's the oldest Arsenal player?
Yeah. But they're
Again, I'm not
already
saying
playing to that standard, aren't they?
agreed, right? But Arsenal, like Chelsea, are going to get a lot of praise and go under the radar as they win, and they should.
Yeah.
Arsenal getting a lot of attention because they've been progressing quite well and they've been challenging for the title. The first time they challenged for it was out of nowhere from the media's perspective and perceived to have bottled it. The second time was perceived to have bottled it again against like Liverpool, who have since gone on to be dreadful. And there's arguments to say one man won that title for Liverpool, right? Upon reflection. So, yeah, look, Arsenal are playing well, but Chelsea are playing well as well. The European spaces are wide open. Like Liverpool right now are closer to Chelsea than Chelsea are to Arsenal. That's how tight it is, and Liverpool are 12th. So that 12th to second is like separated by 3 or 4 points or something, maybe 5.
Uh, yeah, and I think, yeah, listen, I said probably about game week 4 or 5. Yeah, they're starting to play champs, and they just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And now people are starting to, they're starting to jump on as well and agree that they are the only team playing, apart from Chelsea, who are playing very, very good. Listen, Arsenal, they've got the squad for it. I mean, look tonight, they're winning 3-1 again after smashing Tottenham up. It's going exceptionally well, and I'm quite glad for Arteta because people for a while were Arteta out, and I'm glad it's worked out for him because he has worked hard. I mean, listen, City, they got beat the weekend. St James's Park's a tough place to go, right? It is, but then get beat again midweek, Champ League. He's just, and Pep does this sometimes, mate. He played a bit of a weird formation. He played some players out. He played obviously Trafford, who didn't have the best game either. They're miles off it. That genuinely, I know they're not that many points behind, but they're miles off it. And that's what I was saying at the start there, Kieran. Like for me, it's good that we're on that kind of crest of that wave. We're using a little bit of data, we're using the eye test, we put them all together, and we seem to be making touch wood those good decisions. So like rolling down there, okay, apart from the Fulham, people probably didn't see that come. The Brighton you had 2-1 that backed it up. The Liverpool Forest, we've seen that being fairly close. Okay, 3-0, no one had that. Palace straightforward. City's a hard place. Villa, Leeds are dreadful. And I've been saying this for weeks. Leeds are absolutely dreadful. And I will make sure I will have a player every weekend against Leeds and Burnley. You have to. They're so bad. And then Arsenal, obviously, from what we've seen, played very, very well. Tottenham was a little bit disappointing, Tottenham. And obviously, Man United, Everton. The one that's cut off there is Chelsea. Yeah, I was disappointed with Pedro. What doesn't, and here's my little bit of rant on kind of Pedro and Chelsea. It's a footballing crime, mate, to have a rubbish number 9 in that Chelsea squad. To have a number 9 who's not suitable to play, who is not good enough. Delap, some people, oh yeah, he scored midweek, yeah, brilliant. He scored against Barca, brilliant. He is not good enough to lead the line for Chelsea, and neither is Pedro at 9. The other day when he was playing 10, Pedro, he was in wrong positions. He wasn't reading the players. He had a shocking game. But I don't think it helps if you don't have a number 9 to you give him a little bit of space to work in. And I was thinking that the weekend, Kieran. Do you know what I mean? With all the good players they've got, and they've got those number 9s, it's bad. It's bad. And I think that doesn't help things. Like you said, Enzo's looking really, really good. And I do want him. And that fills into my 5. I'm going to go for a very, very strong mid 5. And I know people are like, oh, obviously you want your midfield to be strong. But I'm talking like you can't bench any of them. Do you know what I mean? Talking like, like Bruno, Saka, maybe a bit of
No,
Rodgers,
no,
Eze. For me,
no,
5 in the middle is locked.
no,
It's locked for me, mate.
no. You, my reason why, like, for me, there's weeks where I'll play 5 in the middle, but it won't ever be locked for me because
Mm-hmm.
undoubtedly there's weeks where 5 defense is the best option. Undoubtedly,
Yeah.
like we know defenders are better than
Yeah.
midfielders. So I agree with what you mean. Like I want my 10, I want my 2 dead spots. If I was to have like 2 dead spots,
Yep.
3 if we included a goalkeeper, but 2 outfield dead spots, I'd want it to be 2 strikers over it being a midfielder or a defender. If I was to ever just go completely dead and just have 1 extra player, I'd want
Mm-hmm.
5 defenders, 5 midfielders. For me, that's a non-negotiable in terms of playing players because you can afford it. Plus
Mm-hmm.
Haaland. I would rather have just Haaland than have a sacrifice somewhere else. I'd rather have 2 strikers. Like Thiago is clearly the second best striker in the game for
Yeah.
all
Yeah, he
purposes,
is. I need him. Yeah.
and he's so
Well, we've
cheap
not
that
even.
it's you don't have to then make that sacrifice. Like of having 2 dead spots, like you can
Mm-hmm.
literally have a team that is 5 good defenders, 5 good midfielders, Haaland, Thiago, and 2 dead and 1 dead spot, 1 dead striker. 3.9 million striker.
Yeah, do you know what? The other one, like I was saying, kind of the top of the hour, we kind of got to trust and believe what we've realised, what we've noticed. Again, those trends of teams playing good or bad. We've said this for ages, mate. United are always one game away from complete destruction. Now, what? 12 minutes in, Everton get a red card for a little bit of fighting. Personally, I don't think that was a
It's
red
not a
card.
red.
I,
It's not a red.
it's never a red. If that's a red, we're going to get reds every single week. Obviously, you don't want to be fighting your
You,
teammate.
you've seen going around on social media, right? The Chelsea one.
When you grab them by the throat. Is it that one?
No, the Enzo and Reece James.
Oh, yeah, we're tussling, yeah.
Where he headbutts him and slaps him round he slaps
Oh,
Reece
no,
James round the
no, I
face.
didn't see that.
I'll send it to you, but like he slaps Reece James round the face and headbutts him when it's 1-1 and they're having an argument. Right? Again, not a red card for me because it's teammates, right? Like Shane,
Yeah.
you have been involved in team sports, team related activities, things where teams are important, right? And
Referee.
I would
Yeah.
rather, but ignoring the referee thing for a second, because look, their argument is that any contact to the face by the book, right? You get certain referees that are, no, I know, but we know in life, right? You get certain people that are like fucking teachers' pets that all to the rules, etc., right? And you get certain people that go, look, a bit of fucking common sense here, guys, right? They go to the
Yeah.
rules, but fuck it,
Yeah.
I'm going to apply. But you get some that are just so insecure that they just go, but the letter of the rule say this, and that can. And the thing is, if you go by the letter of the rule, you can be deemed to be harsh, but never wrong. That's the key thing
Yeah.
here. So those people do it
Yeah.
because I can't be told off by my boss. My boss can't tell me I did anything wrong because I followed the rules. And if you think that's
Yeah.
wrong, you guys need to change your rules. It's not up to me to change the rules for you. It's those refs, right? Whereas the better referees are the ones that apply common sense judgment. But my point is, in a team sport, I've had moments where I've had massive rows with a teammate and I've been ecstatic that we're having it because it shows that we give a damn right now and that something's gone wrong and we need to sort this right out fucking now rather than anything else because we both have the same goal in mind right here, right now. We don't have to like each other. I don't care about anything, but what we know is we're both in battle together on the same team and we're both going for the same goal. So, like, shut up, let's work together. And if that involves
Yeah.
giving a little slap or a push in this, cool. Like David Moyes said, I want to see that. Like Amarim said, he'd want to see his players doing that because his players don't do that. They don't have that fire and fight. Bruno
They've got
Fernandes, when
nothing, mate.
things go wrong, is a he's not a grab someone and go, what are you doing? Get back in position. He's a type of
He's
player.
not a keen. He's not a keen, is he?
United
He's going
don't.
around
Yeah,
grabbing people.
yeah. United
Can I
don't
just
have
say,
any of those
sorry,
players.
we update there, Kieran. You know the data we're talking about and the trends. Liverpool are now 4-1 down at home to PSV. It is probably, it's not probably, it is possible that the pressure is growing on Slot very, very strongly. But no, you're
And
right.
right now, isn't
Wade,
isn't it quite close as well right now? Despite Mbappe scoring 4 goals, if I'm not mistaken, I think it might be like 4-3 or something in that game. And another man
it's
under pressure.
4-3.
Another man under pressure is the manager of Real Madrid. And who's he? Who's he formerly played off for a number of years?
Well,
Certain
Could he
Liverpool.
be
So could we
returning?
see a little Christmas switch? Christmas
Oh, I like
switcheroony.
that. Little
Right,
switch it up.
anyway,
But
we are 45 minutes into the show.
I
It's meant to
I
be an
know.
hour, so let's move on.
Yeah. Let's see. Just one more thing on the United thing. Again, United are always one game away from implosion. I've said it and I'll say it again. Amarin is not a good enough manager to be in the Premier League. He plays one system, one way, and you can't play like that. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll add on to that really quickly so we can just go on to the next
Go on.
slide. But like the stubbornness to like number one, why are you playing a back five and Casemiro against Everton while you're at home? Like just number one, why would you ever need that? That just no team needs to play a back five and
No one
Casemiro
needs that.
at home against
Yeah.
Everton. But of all the teams to not need that, Everton are better than the promoted teams, but the promoted teams would try and attack more, right? Like David Moyes is just David Moyes Everton is going to go, cool, I know what I'm doing here, and just they're not going to come out with multiple attackers. The fact that he stuck to that system when they went down to 10 men and his changes were like for like essentially is it's appalling. I've had his back for a number of things because I like his system and I believe in it. But like you don't have the players for it, it's not working. you have to accept that.
No.
But yeah, let's move on to the next slide, like you have.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we're just going to go into the scores. Okay. So I was ahead a little bit. I was ahead quite a little bit. However, over the weekend, you got a correct score, and you got 5 correct predictions in total. I got 4. So you've caught up, mate. It's 20 points in it, which is 1 correct prediction and a correct score, and then we're even, mate. So the game is on. It's good. It's good. It's exciting.
I
What
am
we're going to do is we're going to
inevitable.
yeah, we're going to wave over these just now because we're 45 minutes into this. And we've probably said a little piece. We've already said a lot about EZE. All right. What I will say on
Nothing
that
more to be
is,
said.
yeah, there's nothing more. Things happen, and sometimes you get
There is one
absolutely
more thing
punched
to
for
be
it.
said, and a couple of things to do shout
there's no
outs
more
on.
to be said. However, I will say,
Well, no, but before I say anything on it, one thing I did want to say is if people don't watch or listen to the Above Average podcast, then their Sunday one is always fantastic to watch live or to catch up on because it has XG charts, but it has it based on the time of the game. And you can see when certain teams accumulate a lot of XG when the game's already done. Right. So like
yeah,
West Ham were example of that last week where they got ahead and then they conceded loads of XG against Bournemouth, but they were 2-0 up. So it was game state. It was all after the 60th minute. So it's when they were always 2-0 up and go, cool, we're sorted. So yeah, important to look at those kind of things. That was it. That's all I was going to say. Oh no, and then I was going to make. What did I say about that thing and then pause? Oh, Eze. I've heard
yeah,
some
it's dog.
people say. I've had some people say that his goals were, oh, there wasn't anything great about them. They'd opened up for him. Go back and watch those goals and tell me that again. He skins players, he turns players, he sits players down. The player that was so cool that they all praised, Jed Spence, that was going to welcome Saka into his penitentiary. Ezra rolled him and Spence just slid straight past him. Like they were great finishes. The composure, the confidence, everything about that guy. He's looking on fire right now. And Arsenal at one point today, because Tuchel is in the crowd today, had Lewis Skelly, great, but then Rice, Saka, Ezra, Madueke as the attack. Could you imagine those 3 behind Harry Kane? I'm not saying it should be them, but could you imagine that behind Harry Kane and
Well,
what that could do?
I've said moving kind of from FPL to kind of international stage. I was worried last Euros because you have the best squad and you should have won it. You didn't. Again, World Cup this year, or sorry, next year, you've got the best squad, mate. And if he plays the right players, in the right positions, you'll
The
get far.
only
Which
well,
go on.
they'll get
That's the
far. The
Scots thing
mitigating
worries
factor,
me.
I'd say, the mitigating factor, I'd say, is like it's incredibly difficult to win a World Cup in a typically in Central and South American based World Cups. It's won by a South American team or by a Southern European team, Mediterranean team.
Yeah.
Just not making any excuses, but like America's going to be
No, I know.
scorching. Canada will be fine, but Mexico and American games will be hot, hot, hot. So there is that they should be fitter than they normally are. This is something that I think was
Yeah.
true in history when the games were being played. Like it again, 1930 for God's sake, when Uruguay won it, right? Well, there wasn't any European teams really playing in that. So
No.
again, mitigating factors. And then when we know that climate was a bigger factor back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s than it is today with modern football. So I agree with you. English do well. Let's move on to predictions and let's see if we can rattle through these with some high level thoughts.
That's it. In the chat, play along. Jackie's been chatting in the chat. Do you know what we need to do? Is we need to start. A wee league so we can keep a track of everyone in the chat. But play along with us just now. If you're watching back, again, put in the comments. Play along. Tell us how many predictions you got right. What game you got right. And see how many points you got. Right, first one is, and again, it's got a big, good Saturday schedule ahead, which I love. Brentford, Burnley. I'll go first on this one because I think it's fairly straightforward, although these seem to be the ones that kind of smashes up. Thiago's playing very, very well. Burnley can't keep a clean sheet. And yeah, they're poor. I'm gonna go 3-1 Brentford. I just feel like Burnley are due a little goal. I don't know why. I think they will. So I'm gonna go 3-1 Brentford. What are you going for?
It's interesting because that's almost exactly what I was thinking.
Wade's gone for 2-1.
I was, yeah,
I mean, you can go the same,
I think I am for this game because 3-1's one of my favourite scorelines just in general. I think it's just such a good scoreline. I think
Yeah, it is.
Brentford score. Brentford are better at home than they are away. Burnley are just always susceptible to getting something. Yeah, I'm going to match you on that one. Yeah.
So, yep, 3-1 for both of us. Jackie's gone 4-1. Colm's gone for a 4-0. Yep, so yeah, a bit of a pattern for Burnley. Next up is City, fresh off of 2 losses in a row, one at home and one away at Newcastle. You're first on this. They're playing a Leeds side that I think is absolutely dreadful, and I think they still will go down. What is your prediction? Do you think they'll bounce back, City, with a vengeance?
I've lost the screen for a second, Shane, so I'm going to talk to you while I'm trying
Oh,
to
have you?
find what I've just done. Yeah.
Okay, no
Um,
worries.
uh,
City
um,
leads. So what? Why you're thinking Wade's gone 3-0?
uh,
Colm's
yeah.
gone 4-1. A little 4-1.
Where has this gone?
Oh, is it
What has
gone? I
happened?
can still see it.
No, no,
Well, while you're doing
no,
that,
no, no. I mean, I've lost my Chrome tab completely. I can't see you.
got you, got you. Well, I'll talk through mine if you want. City, I think they do need a bounce back. Leeds are dreadful anyway, so I thought it was a big win. I actually think they're going to put this together a little bit, and I think they're going to score a good 3 or 4. I don't think Pep's going to mess about this weekend. He's going to play what he deems as his first 11, and I think he needs to get back on track. Especially 2 losses in a row, one in Europe, one to Newcastle. I'm hoping he plays Reinders because he's in my team, and I think he will. I'm going to go for a solid 4-0, mate. 4-0
Ooh.
with a Reinders goal and assist. Yep, I do. I think it's going to be big. Leeds are dreadful, man. They're honestly
They are
just
like Leeds lost to Burnley when they were playing away.
so
They've
bad.
lost to Brighton. Like I agree with you. Like they lost 2-0 to Burnley. They lost 3-0 to Brighton. Logic says 4-0 is not a bad scoreline from you there. I wish I had gone first on one of these, so it doesn't seem like I'm thinking the same as you. But you've
No,
been
just
doing
go
decent.
six.
I'm not going the same score as you. Don't be daft.
We could both be right.
I'm gonna throw this one out as a 5-1 City.
Oh, I don't
Statement
mind
five
that.
one.
Eddie's gone
Right,
3-0. Jackie's gone 3-0. Go.
I'll go next on the next two so that we're back on track after it.
Okay, mate.
Apologies for that. I clicked on something on my screen and then this entire
No,
tab
it's fine.
went from me. And it's really
No,
weird
well,
when you're just
actually,
talking to nothing.
yeah, I said. Well, actually, you've got actually, both of them are quite tough, but the toughest one of these two is Sunderland Bournemouth. Sunderland we thought were on a good run, and they are, but they got beat to Fulham. It's there's no shame in that. They're against a Bournemouth team that can
This
keep conceding goals.
this this game screams draw to me. Just draw.
Oh, is he going to do it?
I wish I could say it would be a 0-0, but it
Oh,
won't be a
six girls.
0-0. I wish I could say it'd be a Desmond, but it won't be a Desmond. So I'll
Yeah.
go somewhere in
No, I
between
agree
and
with
I'll
you.
go with a 1-0.
Well, we're in good company there because Com's gone 1-0. Nice, Com. Wade's gone 2-1. Mark's gone Desi. Mark's gone Desi. Oh, yeah, actually, I was about to go with Desi. I'm gonna peel it back a bit. Sunderland. A 1-1 actually seems pretty good. Is that a 1-1 or I don't know. I think it's going to be a little more tighter. I'm going to go. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go Sunderland 1-0. That's what I'm going to do. Sunderland 1-0. Bournemouth have been quite poor away. Jackie's
Nice.
gone 2-1 Sunderland.
All right,
Right, you're up
Everton
next again.
Newcastle.
Everton, and it's an
Everton
evening
Newcastle
kickoff.
again. Yeah. Well, I didn't. Oh yeah. Well, 5:30. That's not evening. That's dusk.
Wow, yeah.
No,
Hill
not when there's an eight
Dickinson
o'clock game.
Stadium.
Not when there's an 8 o'clock
Hatchet.
game.
Yeah.
Everton have Everton have been really good at home this season. Well, they haven't had the
They have,
toughest
yeah.
games, but they've been good at home. On the contrast, Newcastle have been pretty poor away from home and pretty poor following Champions League games.
Yeah.
That I see this couple of statements on this. I see Everton winning, and I see Barry getting his first goal
Oh. Oh.
because Everton are going to score three of them, and I think he'll be getting one of them.
Wow.
So I'm going to go
Wowza.
3-1, 3-1 Everton.
3-1. So Colm's gone 2-0. Wade's gone 1-1. I'm more inclined to think it's going to be a little bit closer. Again, with what we know, we need to go with what we know. We've got 12 game weeks of data and an eye test. Newcastle, like you said, and I was thinking exactly the same. After Champions League, they are dreadful. They're going to be tired. They had a hard game last week against City as well. It's going to culminate. They don't have a very big squad. I just need to think, do I think Everton going to take it, or do I think it's going to be a draw? It's a tough one. I'm going to go a draw, and I'm going to go 1-1. A half
Cool.
Desi,
But
mate.
before we jump into the next one, and one thing that I realised we don't really talk about during this, but it's always a good opportunity, particularly with people that are doing free hit this week, is just throw out a couple of players on some of the games we've already gone through that I think are worth considering. We already
Yeah,
said
good point,
Brentford, right? Thiago is someone that I think everyone should have. Interestingly, we both have gone for Brentford to concede, so maybe that clean sheet's not, in our opinion, as secure as the data might suggest, but they also
Yeah.
could score a set piece goal. And like maybe you can risk it with a Collins or a Vanderberg if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long term, though, again, I think they're the long term option, right? Because you're hoping that they get that set piece goal in this game. They'll probably get
Yeah.
a set piece goal in the next five game weeks if you exclude the Arsenal game. So long term, good transfers. Similarly, I think it's a coin toss between Uatara and Sharda. I think it depends if you're trying to have Salah and Saka in your free hit team because Uatara
Yeah.
is cheaper. Uatara has more shots, I believe, but he also has a lot of headers and he's not great at headers. Both of them draw penalties because they both drew a penalty during the Brentford game. He scored for one
Yeah.
of their penalty fouls. He missed for the other one. And both have different shots. I personally prefer Sharda if we're looking at all things included. City, I think we'd say Haaland, O'Reilly, and then take a punt on the Doku or Foden.
I, I like a Reinders, mate, and mate, I'm probably getting pulled along because I have him, but I think Pep's going to revert a little bit to what he knows. I think he's going to start Reinders, and I think Leeds are going to get battered, mate, and he could be amongst it. I don't think his ceiling's not the highest, so I wouldn't move to get him. Obviously, you play him, but yeah, Foden's got a high ceiling. Obviously, Haaland, Doku. He's still good, but Leeds will probably sit in, so I don't know if he's right. O'Reilly, like you said, and that's why I didn't make the move last week. That Gabriel could turn to O'Reilly. I do like him. Yes, it's knowing it's risky, isn't it? But it pays off big. If you get a Foden and he bangs in quite a few, then you're laughing.
And he's looked good. And then
Elsewhere,
I think
Sunderland,
Sunderland,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Mm,
Again, interestingly, I'm trying to work out if I want to play Mukiele this week. I think I do, but you wouldn't get
I
anyone
would.
from that. I think you're fine if you don't have Semenyo. Like this is a good week to avoid him on your free hit, right? And then Everton,
Yeah.
Newcastle. Some people might take a punt on Barnes on his form, but we both think that Everton win this one, so possibly not. Remind me, Shane, what
Do you
was
know
your
who I
guess for
like?
Everton Newcastle score wise? Did you say 2-0?
1-1. 1-1. Do you know who
1-1.
I like for the Everton game? Is Tarkowski, to be honest. He'll definitely get DEFCON. I know if Everton win 1-0 or 0-0, you could get a monster score. Or even a little header.
On
Who
a free
knows?
hit, yeah, he's decent each time. Spurs Fulham, back to you then.
Spurs Fulham, fresh off a battering of 4-1. And what was the score tonight? A 5-3 loss to PSG. But hey, they scored a few more goals. Fulham away, it comes in the chat, so I have to be careful to what I say, Com. After last week, we both said that Fulham would get kind of smashed up a little bit and beat. Difficult because Tottenham have been really poor at home. But that, PSG, even though they lost tonight, kind of galvanised it. Fulham, they don't have much about them. The squad's poor, mate. It's threadbare. It's a championship squad. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs. I am. I'm sorry, Com. I'm sorry, Com. I can see in the chat it's gone 1-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs. Yeah, I think they get it together a little bit. And Fulham, they just, I don't like the partnership at the back, mate. Anderson and Bassey. Anderson's okay, but they're very limited, both of them. Do you know what I mean? The big, strong guys they are, but yeah, they're just limited, mate. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
Do you
You
know what,
disdain,
right?
I imagine.
I'm
Oh,
just going to
Jackie's
read
got
out to
2-1
you that
Spurs.
in the last 8 games Spurs have played, they played Arsenal, United, Chelsea, Everton, Villa, Leeds, Wolves, and Brighton. The only teams they've beaten amongst that are Everton and Leeds.
Mm.
Fulham in their last 8 games have played. Oh, they've got like 3 draws in there as well against United, Wolves, and Brighton.
Yeah,
Right? Wolves are awful, but Spurs drew
still
with
good
them
though.
at home. Like
Mm.
Spurs drew at home with Wolves, right? Fulham's last 8 games have been Sunderland, Everton, Wolves, Newcastle, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Villa, Brentford. They've won 3. Brentford, Wolves, and Sunderland when Fulham were at home for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like both these teams, exactly to your point, Fulham are dreadful away, Spurs are dreadful at home. it's one of those where you think someone has to get something. So therefore, the logical thing is that it will be a draw.
Yeah.
So I know a few other people have chucked it
Oh,
up there. It could be a 1-1, it could be a 2-2. Yeah, it's a Desmond time. It's my Desmond.
oh, he's gone
Desmond of the
Desi.
day.
Here comes the Desi. Yeah, I think yes. Yeah, it's a tough one to call. And it's good to see what I need to start doing. If we get a bit of time, is I need to see my predictions or our predictions on a Wednesday, and then my predictions on a Friday because I write them down as well. And it'd be good to see what one we're getting more correct. Do you know what I mean? Or if there's much correlation because a lot changes when you delve into who they played, a bit of form, and that kind of thing. Anyway, into the Sunday
Next
games.
game.
It is
Crystal Palace
Palace
v United.
United. And you know what? I'm going to say here, it's funny how game week, your players, they change in an instant. Like I had double Palace defense, against United. They're on a bit, they're playing well, and I thought, oh, I don't want to play double Palace defense. And now I'm 100% playing double Palace defense. Do you know what I mean? It changes so drastically. What are you thinking for this, mate?
It's either a draw or Palace feel like they're more likely to win this one, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like if there was to be a result, Palace are decent at home. They're arguably better at home against better opposition in a weird way. They're good overall,
Mm.
right? Like they've only lost against Arsenal and Everton recently, but United have been decent as well because they also lost to Everton. So both those teams have lost to Everton, and Palace lost to Arsenal, Brentford lost to Man United lost to Brentford, and both of them have 2 draws. So they are quite evenly matched. And I feel like maybe this is one of those evenly matched games because both have European football tomorrow. No, sorry, Palace have European football tomorrow. And I think that's
Mm.
what might push it more likely towards that draw. I'm doing it again. I'm going with another Desi.
See, I was thinking of that
Back to
there.
back Desis.
I was thinking of that, but I think sometimes we get pulled in a little bit, or I do with European football. Unless you're likes to Newcastle, where we know it does affect them. I don't. And again, I said to you, the one game away from implosion. That performance the other day was shocking for United. Now they're going to a tougher team away, and their away record this year has been worse than their home record against a very, very, very good Palace team with a very, very good manager against Amarin, who plays one way and one formation. I'm going to go a solid 2-0 Palace. I really am. Oh, do I go? I think United score. I don't. No, 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 no. I'll go with it. 2-0. 2-0 Palace. Fairly routine, mate. Oh, little Derby up next, is it? Little Villa Wolves for Shane. Oh, hello. Listen, Villa on a bit of a good run. What are they up to fourth now? Or am I going mad?
No, they're
Are
fourth.
they fifth? Yeah, they're fourth.
They're fourth.
They've
The,
been
the, the team who
creeping
didn't
on up.
score, the team who couldn't score a goal are now fourth.
Yeah, which is insane. But yeah, they've had a
Ollie
good
Watkins
rise.
still can't score a goal.
Yeah, his drop off's been pretty big. But hey, as long as Rodgers keeps banging him in, I don't mind too much. Hey, he might break it this weekend against Wolves. What better chance? Wolves again are dreadful. They're the same as Leeds. They will go down. They will go down. I don't hold much hope for them. And Villa's starting to connect. They're starting to get stuff together now. Back, the back wise, defender wise, don't get drawn into the Digney, the Matson, all that kind of stuff. The cash. It's just pain, pain, pain. They always concede. Do they concede this weekend? Do you know what? I probably think they do concede. It's funny enough. However, they score a lot more goals. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa, and I'm going to go for another Morgan Rogers brace, mate. That's what I'm going to do. 3-1. A 1 being a penalty.
So Villa have got 19 points from their last 8 games, so 19 from 24, which is incredible. Only Arsenal have got more with 20 points, but that's the
And they beat
second
City,
best.
didn't they?
Exactly. Like at home, they've beaten Bournemouth, City, Burnley, and Fulham in their last 4 games. Meanwhile, Wolves have lost to Chelsea, lost to Fulham, lost to Sunderland, drew with Spurs. So I agree with you. Like, there's not even a question here. I'm going to say I don't see Wolves scoring. I'm going to go with a 3-0 on that one. And I would say
Yeah.
it's Tielemans' time. If I was on a free hit,
Yeah, he's back actually. Yeah, he is. But yeah,
if
yeah,
I
that's a
was on
good
a
shout.
free hit, it's Tielemans' time. For a free
Sorry,
hit
yeah,
team,
actually
yeah,
talking of free
Tielemans.
hit, yeah, free hit. What? Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, Munoz
I like
free
Rodgers
hit
too,
was
by the
just
way, but like when people are going, oh, I want a bit of spice in my team, I'd go Tielemans. If you want that spice, I'd go Tielemans.
double, mate, double.
Mm.
Right, Forest Brighton. On to you, mate. On to you.
Forest Brighton, arguably two pretty evenly matched teams on paper. Forest looking
Hmm.
decent now, turning a corner. Forest do feel like that kind of team though, right? That will come off that will follow up a really impressive win with a shocking defeat, or like
Yeah,
not even a defeat, a subpar performance in the next game.
yeah.
Because they have turned it around, right? They drew against Man United, they beat Leeds, they've beaten Liverpool. Like it is great. But again, Finnish squad European football.
Yeah, yeah. Small,
And we could
small
see a
squad.
little bit of fatigue coming into that. Like I think we've got a smarter manager who's managing the squad better than
Hmm.
Glasner's a smart manager. He just doesn't have the squad that he can manage in Europe right now.
Yeah,
But I think his focus, and this is where I think both are clever, because Arsenal winning again now means they've got 5 wins from 5 in the Champions League, right? Which means
yep.
they are now almost guaranteed to be top 8. They could lose the next 3 games and they could be top 8.
Yeah, they will be.
So what Arteta's done is before the fixtures get really congested, and in the new year when people are tired coming back from their break, etc., a short break, but
Yep.
from a couple of days break with the family, is then he can actually put anyone out in the Champions League and not care about the result. And I think that's what Glasner's doing as well. I think Forest can struggle with that. I think Brighton are always interesting and can attack and are good for a couple of goals. I can't believe I'm saying it for a third time. I'm going with a Desi.
Oh, do you know what? I'm gutted that because I was about you're going to throw it to me and I was going to be like, Kieran, you know, to put down there, it's Desi time. I'm going Desi as well. Double, well, double Desi. You've gone triple Desi, mate. You Desi'd up, mate. He's gone Desi out. He's fine. Right, next for me is
Sorry,
West
Colm.
Ham.
If you want to share Colm's comment on the screen because I can't
I
click onto
did,
it.
yeah. But
Um,
I'll put it back up. That
but
was funny.
yeah, Brandy is still decent. He's just it's a similar like when I was thinking of Xhaka and Buendia, I was thinking of them for a 3 game run, but thinking that they could like the first one I was bringing them in for was the one that they could haul, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them are capable of like multiple hauls in a short period of time. I think they will then drop down slightly. I think Buendia just now is going to have he'll still have chances. And if I'm going with a 3-0 and you're going with a 3-1, I think he'll still get an attacking return in that game. So I think you'll be fine, Cole.
Yeah, for me, I think it's Morgan Rogers or nothing personally. We all know how good a player he was last year,
Yeah,
and
maybe not on the free hit, but I'm just saying for like Colm's team who owns Buendia, where he transferred him
yeah.
in last week.
Oh, he's
I
already
think he'll
got him.
still
Oh,
get
he's
an
already got
attacking
him.
return. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Cool. West Ham
For me,
Liverpool over
West
to you.
Ham. Oh, West Ham Liverpool off of a slot, massively in trouble. Massively in trouble. And again, I've been saying this for you now. Go back to why people wanted to jump on Van Dijk early because quite a few people were talking about it when we didn't look at the stats, we didn't look at the eye test. My eyes do not deceive me often, Kieran. And one was Liverpool can't stop conceding goals. Even did you see some people talking about Konate, bringing Konate in? Game's gone, mate. Game's gone. Konate, couldn't believe it. Anyway, yeah, on the forefront, you think, this is a bit of an easy one, but Nuno will dig in there at London Stadium, fresh off a midweek battering for Liverpool. I think this is close, mate. I think this is close, and I want to go a draw, but I'm feeling a little Desi, mate. I'm feeling double Desi. Uh, do you know what? I'm doing it. Double Desi. I'm doing it. Double Desi, mate. More pain for Liverpool. I think they take the lead, but I think West Ham pick them back, mate. Double Des.
See, that's it.
In the chat, Mark's gone 1-1.
I think similar to you, right? Liverpool have conceded 12
Mm.
goals in 6 home games. That's 2 goals a game, right? West
And 4
Ham,
tonight. Well, not Prem, but
West Ham have conceded 15 goals in 6 home games, which is worse. This is two
Nuno's not
bad
been there the
teams, in
whole
my
time, to
opinion.
be fair. Yeah, Nuno's not been there the whole time, to be fair to him.
He's not, but like Liverpool are bad away from home. West Ham aren't that great at home. West Ham have turned a corner, though. Like you said, last 3 games, 2 wins and a draw is decent. I
Yeah.
think it will be competitive. I'm gonna sneak a 3-2 win for Liverpool in that one.
I get it. Yeah, get it. Still conceding though. Still Bowen.
I'm still conceding
Again, if
too.
we're
Yeah.
talking players, Bowen would be quite a big differential. I don't think his ceiling's that high, but you never know. He could get a goal and assist, and we wouldn't bat an eyelid about it. Liverpool wise, I've got Gakpo, so I I play
Gakpo
him.
should have a
But
good game with like Verts out. Gakpo's looking decent.
yeah, I have to play him because he's one of the main outlets. But I wouldn't be
I think
getting
he'll
him
be
in.
good.
I wouldn't
No,
get him in. No,
Salah, I get it. Like it's one of the final times you're going to own Salah, so I get it. But I
I don't
don't
get
think
it.
he's a great option.
I
No, I
don't.
get it on the free hit because this is probably the last time you own
Oh,
him,
free hit.
right?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. But outside of that, and yeah, there's no need to get a defender from them. There's no need to get a triple up on them, to be
No,
honest.
don't do that.
Like you're
And
not going
listen,
Isak
it's
and
worked out.
Ekatika won't play the whole game.
No, don't put it on them. We were going to. I was maybe going to, but not now. And listen, it's worked out very well because you have the floor for Chelsea Arsenal, mate. Big game, big game.
So look,
Tough one.
Chelsea are a team on form as well. And like we were saying, like one loss in 11 games.
Yep.
Arsenal one loss in 19 games. So we are talking two teams on form right now. However,
Oh,
Chelsea are vulnerable at home.
the back line pushes way too high. Way
Chelsea
too
have
high,
lost
mate.
to Brighton and they've lost to Sunderland. And I think there's a case where, as we saw in the game today between Arsenal and Bayern, where Bayern dominated the game to start with, and it actually finished with Arsenal having double Bayern's amount of shots, winning 3-1 and having 45% possession. Arsenal came back into it. They let the team push on to them. And then, cool, we've seen what you've got now. We know we can handle it. Now it's time for us to show you what we've got. Like patience,
Yeah.
adaptability in games. And I think that's the case in this one. I think Chelsea are a good, very, very, very good team. But Esteval is not going to trip up Calafiori. He's not going to score the type of goal he did against Barcelona against that Arsenal backline. He's not
Yeah.
going to be afforded that amount of opportunities to keep swinging the ball in. Enzo is not going to be afforded the space he got against Arsenal with Rice and
Yeah.
Zubamendi there. And when you remove those kind of factors, you're down to Pedro Neto, who is arguably Chelsea's most consistent performer right now in terms of attacking returns, and he's up against Timber. It's not good for him either. So when you actually look at the
No.
best assets of Chelsea, well, they're going up against some of Arsenal's best assets in Rice, Timber, and Calafiori.
Yeah.
And then like João Pedro, like do you see Pedro and Delap causing issues for Saliba and
Mate,
Hincapié?
so bad. I said they're so bad. Leading
And
the
then when
line
you
at
factor it
9
the other
0.
way, like
Terrible.
Saka v Kukurea will be a tough battle. But the thing is, you need to
Yeah.
double up on Saka. And Chelsea centre backs aren't, they've been fine. But if there's one area Chelsea could choose to strengthen, I feel like it would be centre backs. If they could get a Gueye in themselves, they'd be laughing because that would be
Yeah.
a great signing. That would be a better signing for them than it would be Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets to stay in London as well. He should consider that. But then when you look at it, where you've got left hand side, Reece James or Gusto against Trossard, who might be injured, or Martinelli, who can just run at them,
No,
or
yeah.
Madueke, who can run at them.
Yeah. Scored again today.
Marino should win the physical battle against their centre backs as well in the hold up play and passing it
Definitely.
around. Rice
Yeah.
breaking forward, like Caicedo's going to be the key person for Chelsea in this game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it'll be an easy game for Arsenal. I think it's either a 1-0 or a 2-1. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal.
Now I have to temper what I'm going to say because I'm in a little bit of two minds just now. I'm in two minds.
Just remind
to
you,
go.
you said 1-1 for Arsenal v Spurs last week.
I did. It was kind of right. They both scored, but I forgot Eze. That's why I took Eze out. So I got the score right minus
Removed
Eze.
minus Essa's goals. Yeah, that's it. You'd removed his goals from the score.
Do you know what I've been saying for a while that Chelsea's backline, especially Chalobah, the amount of times that he steps into mid or he carries the ball into mid and they get caught in the break. They've done it quite often. They done it against Burnley. They almost got caught. They done it against some other lesser opposition. They almost got caught. How I think it was Burnley at the time that didn't score, I don't know. Now they're playing a far greater team. I think Chelsea will sit back. They will sit more deep because obviously they want it to be close. I don't think it'll be close. I think in all areas, like you said, their team matchups wise, the quality will just overshine. I know Chelsea have got a good team. They do, but if we break it down to the singular matchups, I don't think they are a good matchup. I think Arsenal beat them in all areas. Yeah, okay. Arsenal have had Bayern Munich midweek. It's tough. Chelsea beat Barca. I think this is going to be quite big for Arsenal. And I think after this game at the weekend, people are going to start going, do you know what? I think this is the year. I just have to temper between 2-0, Kieran, and 3-0. Genuinely. 2 or 3. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's go 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal. I genuinely think, Chelsea, they've been very, very lucky not to concede as many goals. Arsenal just a step above, mate. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal. And the march on to the title. Though Arsenal fans and yourself won't say it, I've not heard much from it because they're a bit worried. I don't, yeah.
It's not
I don't see
worry.
anything from the other team.
It's just not getting overexcited about anything and just knowing.
I get it. No, it's tempting.
It's a long season.
But yeah, I think it'll be big, mate. I mean, Saka came off at 67 minutes tonight. So, like you said,
exactly. He's rested the players today. Right, let's quickly move on to our team, Shane, because we're already at quarter past.
Okay, my team first. I've got at the moment I've got Vicario, Senesi, Lacroix, Munoz, and Chalobah across the back four. It could change to Petrovic. That might be a bit of a closer game, but yeah. I don't really want to go for the double Bournemouth defense, for obvious reasons. One goal, just get rid of them both. Chalobah, I'm not liking in the back line there, and he is probably going to come out, and Gabriel will change, maybe an O'Reilly, someone like that. But I don't think I'm going to keep him in. Across the middle, pretty good. Rogers, Saka, Sarr, Gakpo, Reinders. Stay in that, mate. Stay in that. I'm quite hopeful Reinders plays. I think he will. And then Haaland up top as captain. On the bench, Pedro and Mark Guay. I need to get rid of Mark Guay so it's not blocking me for a third Chelsea if I wanted to. And Pedro needs to go. What I'll probably do is I think I'm going to take a -4 this week, mate. Moves I'm thinking is probably Gabriel to O'Reilly and then Pedro up to Thiago. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm fairly set, about 80%.
Then who are you benching?
Closer to the deadline. For what, this weekend?
Well, yeah, if you're taking a -8, who are you benching?
No,
because both the players. Sorry, -4, but both the players that you're bringing on, or are on your bench, right? Both players you're transferring out are on your bench. So who are you then benching? Chalobah, obviously, but who else?
What that's going to come out? I probably bench. Well, Chalobah's going to come out and O'Reilly will come in. Pretty set on that. And then I think I might even take. I might take Senesi out. I might do.
So wouldn't you then play Petrovic over Vicario?
Yeah, I could do. They could interchange. Yeah, but I would rather have the home fixture. And Vicario has been pretty good this season for maybe a save point or a clean sheet. Fulham, they don't score many goals, so I'd probably stick with Vicario. I just don't like the Bournemouth away to Sunderland. I think that it's just a concede waiting to happen. And I'd play Thiago and O'Reilly and have a 3-5-2. So that's my team. Go on.
I, in your position, am fine with you doing both those things. I think it's logical.
Mm-hmm.
I'd suggest maybe using this as your opportunity to move Chalobah into O'Reilly instead. I know you've got Gabriel red flagged.
Instead of Gabriel?
Yeah, I know you've got Gabriel red flagged.
Yeah,
but there is some rumours on a few, and there's some rumours on some forums that it's not as bad as was believed. I don't know how reliable that is, but I'd rather. I'm looking at Chelsea's fixtures, right? You don't want him for the Arsenal game. Leeds maybe, but like away to Leeds, I'd expect Leeds to be up for that game and try and get a goal. Away to Bournemouth, I don't love that. Home to Everton should be fine, but what Everton shows up there. Away to Newcastle, home to Villa, home to Bournemouth, away to City. So Yeah, when you've got other good defenders, I might consider that and just go, oh, awesome. If it means I hold on to Gabriel till game week 16 and he's back then
Yeah,
and playing Wolves, that's perfect. So yeah,
it's
that
not
would
a
just
bad
be my only
shout.
thing of like, don't rush
No,
into
no,
it.
it's not
Like,
a bad
consider
shout.
and see what we think.
And I think you're like you're saying. A lot of people tried to rush for me last week, and they were like, right, I need to make a move, and that's why a lot of them got Van Dijk. But sometimes less is more. Nothing is actually better than doing something. And I was
And
willing to
also, you
take if I
probably
take
want
a
an
one point
Arsenal
one.
defender in, right? So, like,
Yeah,
if Gabriel is injured for longer, then you'd rather know that you still have Gabriel to any Arsenal defender instead of
yeah,
going,
that's what I
shit,
would have
have I
done.
used that money to upgrade Chalobah?
Yeah,
Like, so if you're
yeah.
doing Chalobah to O'Reilly, you should be able to afford Chalobah to O'Reilly and Pedro to
The only
Thiago,
issue
right?
for me is the reason why I do Gabriel is because the week after next, Chelsea have got Leeds, and Chalobah's a half decent goal threat.
Yeah, but it's away. It's away.
Yeah, no, I know. But I think I think even at home,
You're
Leeds
going to
they're
predict
slightly
two. Yeah,
better.
but you're going to predict 2-1 away. Like, your prediction next week will be 2-1. It
Yeah,
will.
no,
I'll
you might
let
be
you know
right.
now. All right, let's
But
skip
no,
on to
that's a good
my team
insight.
then.
That's a good insight. Right, let's have a look at yours. That's what everyone's here for, mate. That's what the top content creator.
Well,
That's
it's
what
not
we're here for.
necessarily.
Tell us what you're going to
Look,
do.
so similar to you, I've got Senesi bench at the moment. So I've got Petrovic away to Sunderland. I've got Laquara Munoz at home to United. I've got Mukiele at home to Bournemouth. I've got Gakpo and Sobsolai away to West Ham. Semenyo away to Sunderland. Saka away to Chelsea. Sarr at home to United. And then Thiago and Haaland, with Haaland obviously captain. Senesi first bench, then Gabriel and Gui. Now, look, I am considering selling Gabriel to O'Reilly because I want O'Reilly. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I think O'Reilly outscores all of Laquan, Munoz, and Mukiele. So he would definitely start. My concern is I don't know which one of those three is most likely to get a cheeky return on top of DEFCON. Lacroix feels like he
Mm.
just got his. So is he going to get another one? Or
Yep.
do I go, it's no, it's not your time yet, and go maybe Mukiele gets one again because he's super attacking. So
Do you know
that's
what?
where my dilemma is.
The first thought, actually, to get that, I agree with it. And do you know what? It's good. You've got Senesi bench. We're both thinking that, I think Bournemouth's going to concede, or you don't want to double up like me. Yeah, if it was me, I'd bench Lacroix because he's just got his return over his DEFCON personally. I think Mukiele could get someone at Bournemouth. Obviously, Munoz.
Arguably, I'm only 2 moves away from a bench boost, right? Like move GUI out, move Gabrielle out,
Yeah, good point,
bench
actually.
boost.
How many free
Like bring
transfers
him
you got?
just one. I'm not ever going to take a -4 for it because I've got uh, game week 17 is when I'm doing it. It's just funny that when you start going, oh, I've got benching problems, you can see
Yeah.
that issue. Um, so
Are
yeah,
you
look,
confident that Semenyo plays? Is he back?
yeah. And if he doesn't, then
Kind
Senesi
of.
comes in, right? It's not the end of the world. Or no, it won't be
Yeah, true.
Senesi, then
Yeah.
it'll be Lacroix, right? It'll be Lacroix coming in. So again, I
Oh yeah,
don't
because you're
care.
going to bench him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably what my
Okay.
decision will be of almost certainly bringing O'Reilly in, almost certainly taking Gabriel out. I've had another Gabriel price drop, so it means now I've missed my chance of. I might as well allow for another price drop. Basically, is the point because I'm not going to
Same.
lose out on money. It
Same.
depends on
Yeah,
whether
I'm not going to.
O'Reilly rises. I think O'Reilly will rise. I just want to see if I can get away with the Palace games tomorrow to see if
Yep.
anyone does get injured. Like, hopefully, neither of them gets injured severely, but just on the off chance
Yeah.
Lacroix suddenly gets his leg snapped in half, well, that's
Yeah.
obviously the
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
instead, right? So, yeah, just
But
those
it's a
things to
good team.
consider.
Yeah, it's a good team. Captaincy. We'll quickly talk about captaincy before. Is there
It's just
anyone
Haaland.
else? I mean,
No, it's just
yeah,
Haaland.
yeah. I don't think there is.
It's
Is there not?
Haaland playing against the town he grew up in, the city he grew up in, team that he
Oh, of
supported
course
as a
it
kid,
was.
right?
Yeah, of course
First
it was.
time that
Yeah.
he's playing in that stadium of the team he supported as a child. And he wants
And
his
they are
100th
Leeds.
Premier League goal, right? He still needs that 100th Premier League goal. This is the one where he does it, gets his hat trick. Good for triple captainers, 60 points for them. They're laughing. The only final thing I'll say on my team is if you look at this team over the next 5 game weeks, like it's solid, right? It's not me trying to blow my own trumpet, but like it's solid. My dilemma
Yeah.
truly is the wild card. Like I just delaying that wild card because when I wild card, I'm not going to be making that many changes. I think in reality,
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
wild
So there's no point.
carding to preserve transfers because I think I'll be max making like five changes on a wild card whenever I get round to it in 19. So it'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see. But yeah, that's everything from me today.
Cool, right? Okay, we'll just finish off a few questions. We've only got 2 or 3 in the chat, so we'll get on to them quick. From Eddie, he says, I'm on free hit. What do you think of my team? Any suggestions, please? Martinez, Cash. Oh, get that Cash out there. Savona, Cash. Oh, he's got double cash, mate. Cash money. Shadi, Doku, Sherky, Rogers, Fernandez, Haaland, Thiago. On the bench, Dubravka, Pedro Porro, Michele, and Mark Guay. You think? I'm not too keen on the defence. I'm not a big fan of the Cash and Savona.
Savona is fine, but
I like the Cherky.
I don't like the three defenders.
I like the City
I'm
double
never.
up, triple up. Sorry.
I know I'm going to be on three
That's
defenders
a
this
shout.
week, but on a free hit, I wouldn't be on three defenders. I'd be on at least four. I'd definitely have a City defender in. Like, I definitely would have Gvardiol or O'Reilly in my team this week. Personally, I think we both think that Forest are going to concede, maybe a couple.
Yeah.
Look, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think it's what it is. I was speaking to Eddie earlier. He left a nice comment on the video that I did today. Actually, a little skiing thoughts video, mate. While I was out here, he's on a free hit, and like you said in this one, he could do with some advice on a free hit team. So it's the same as what he had, and he's got 7.3 in the bank. Where is he spending it, Kieran? Where is he going? I'd go defense, right?
This is the same team.
Yeah. He's just saying
with
he's got 7.3 in the bank. So with that 7.3, where would you splash that? For me, I'm probably going O'Reilly or Gvardiol, like you said.
We don't need to spend the money. The money is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going Sherky and Doku.
No?
No.
One or the other?
No.
I'd probably go Cherky.
Yeah, if you want to punt on it, I'd go with it. Like I don't know. It seems like I'm being harsh on it, but like I don't like that defense personally.
Yeah.
Collins, I can kind of get behind a bit. But Cash, I can kind of get behind, but I wouldn't be going Martinez and Cash.
Do you know who he needs? Munoz. He needs Munoz in there.
Yeah, that's it. Like bring Munoz in, drop Cherky out of it, bring someone else. Like bring in O'Reilly for Cash and keep Martinez if you wanted to. But yeah.
Okay, there's 2 more. One from George. He says, quick one, Cherky and Mickey Van de Ven or Dango and Mateus Nunes. That's quite a difficult one, actually. I'd probably go Cherky and Van de Ven.
But I don't get this. Is this like just the 2 transfers?
Yeah, 2 transfers. He's probably weighing them both up for more,
well, no, but it must be on a free hit, right? It must be on a free hit. Or bringing in 2 players.
Yeah, the players that you win,
I'm not bringing in Van de Ven against Fulham. I'm not bringing in a Spurs defender at home, personally.
I love that. Or ever.
And like, I don't know why Nunes would be your option as a City defender. So that's why I'm just kind of confused, right? I'm not a big fan on either of those 2 defender options, to be honest. And then like we're saying City or Spurs. City and Spurs or City and Brentford. Well, I prefer City and Brentford as a combination. So, like, my argument would be if you were saying like Dango and O'Reilly or Sherky and Collins, then I'd be saying Dango and O'Reilly as an example as to where my thinking is. But I don't like the defender on either of those sides, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. You can look at alternative because what's his name? Nunes isn't cheap. Do you know what I mean? He isn't cheap. Okay, I'll put that one up from Calm. -4 this game week of Gabriel and Wolframadi to O'Reilly and Thiago. I think that's solid. And Guay to Welbeck for next game week. I think the solid moves. What do you think here? Solid plan.
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily need to take a -4 though, so we'd be interested to see what the rest of your team looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, put it down in the comments, Calm.
Well, no, just message us because I don't want to be on here for much longer, mate. I don't want like.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much done. Assuming no injuries, could EZE outscore Saka over the rest of the season? Yeah, he could.
No.
He could. No? I think Saka comes back with a vengeance.
It's not even coming back with a vengeance. Like, there's Odegaard who will get minutes.
Coming back with a vengeance. He's world class. Right, we'll finish off there because we did say an hour and it's now an hour 30. So we keep going over. But hey, listen, it's been fun. Again, this is Quick Slide Up. Like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. It's good interacting with you. Tonight, Kieran, listen, good to see you. We'll have to catch up again at the weekend. Let's talk a little bit more so we don't sell a player who bangs a hat-trick again. But for now, everyone who's joined the chat, everyone who's come in tonight, thank you very much. And I'll see you.
Just quickly, the one thing I will say,
Friday.
I'll just reply out loud to George because he put his whole team in there. He owns Van der Ven and Shirky. I'd just be doing like, I imagine you need the money from Shirky, right? But like, if there's a way of just doing Van der Ven to O'Reilly, I'd be finding a way of doing that. And if it meant downgrading Shirky, then I'd kind of be fine with that as well. But yeah, that's all I'd say on his point. But yeah, same comment. If you want to send over a message with your team, I'll happily give a comment on that. But I'm exhausted and need bed.
That's it. Listen, everyone, thanks very much for joining. I'll see you on Friday for the fixture decoder. If not, have a great weekend. Hope to get a green arrow. Enjoy the football. And I'll see you all later on. Bye-bye.